The journey of self-discovery is undoubtedly one of the most profound and challenging experiences a human being can choose to embark upon. It begins as a whisper, a quiet, almost imperceptible call that emerges amidst the busyness and concerns of daily life. Yet this call is persistent, and once we surrender to it, we find that this inward dive takes us to places we never even imagined existed. What many refer to as inner vision is, in truth, the gift of seeing beyond the surface, of perceiving what lies behind layers of behavior, thoughts, and emotions. This isn't an ability reserved for a select few. It's a natural capacity that all possess, though in many it lies dormant. Awakening this vision takes courage because it involves looking within, which sometimes reveals parts of ourselves that can be uncomfortable or unfamiliar. It's a process that asks us to lower our defenses and observe, with sincerity and acceptance, who we truly are. This inward gaze is like opening doors to dark rooms, where each corner offers a possibility for growth, an aspect of ourselves longing for light. Exploring these dark recesses demands honesty and a willingness to meet oneself without masks or disguises, connecting us with a deeper wisdom within. This inner vision is a portal that links us to something greater, something that transcends individual experience and connects us to the universe as a whole. But reaching this point requires something rare today: silence. Silence, both internal and external, is the key to unlocking intuitive perception. It's not just an absence of sound but a state of total presence, where each thought, each sensation quiets. In silence, we let the world's noise fade, and in doing so, we begin to hear a subtle voice that has always been there, though muffled by distractions. This inner voice, this silent wisdom, guides us with precision and clarity. Silence is a fertile field where intuition grows and blooms, allowing us to discern what truly belongs to us from what is imposed by the external world. Cultivating silence, even just for a few minutes a day, is like planting seeds of awareness. Gradually, we notice that our emotions, thoughts, and desires reveal themselves with greater clarity. This practice of silence can begin simply: a reserved space at the start of the day or just before sleep to listen and feel without judgment. In this moment, by tuning into our inner waves, we open a direct channel to intuition. This practice has a surprising power because when we create space for silence, we give intuition a place to emerge more clearly and reliably. It's in this silence that we perceive intuition guiding our decisions. Rarely does it come as a logical thought or a rational explanation. Instead, intuition appears as a clear feeling, an inexplicable certainty that, though lacking proof, feels deep and true. Constant practice in maintaining silence also recognizes that not all answers need immediate comprehension. Over time, one begins to understand that intuition is patient. It demands neither urgency nor anxiety. It knows that its true role is to be a constant guide, free from pressures. Patience, then, is an essential ally on the path to inner vision, for not all intuitive messages reveal their meaning right away. Some need time to mature, and it is our task to wait with trust. Trusting this inner wisdom, even when the signs aren't obvious, brings us into a state of genuine faith. This is crucial, as it's easy to doubt one's own perceptions when they contradict what seems rational or what others expect. But as we practice silence and strengthen our intuition, we come to understand there's a unique language for each person, guiding us without needing external validation. This language, the language of intuition, speaks to the heart, not to the intellect. It requires no proof or justification, for it is instinctive, deeper than any logical argument. The more we allow intuition to guide us, the stronger and clearer it becomes. Each intuitive choice reinforces the next, creating a cycle of learning and trust where inner vision emerges as a reliable compass, especially in moments of doubt and indecision. With every new experience in which we choose to heed this inner voice, we become more attuned to our true essence, less swayed by external expectations. Reconnecting with nature is a powerful way to strengthen this intuition and deepen our inner vision. Nature, in its essence, reflects the purity of life in its most authentic form, inviting us to realign with the natural flow of the universe. When we allow ourselves time outdoors, observing the movement of leaves, the sound of running water, or even the enveloping silence of a tranquil landscape, we become more receptive to the rhythms that guide creation. These natural rhythms hold a wisdom that resonates with our essence, reminding us that we are part of something vast and timeless. In nature, we find the reflection of our inner energy. By tuning into the seasons, the cycles of growth, rest, and renewal, we begin to see that intuition has its own cycles. There is a time to listen and a time to act, a time to absorb and another to transform. Just as nature does not force its growth, inner vision should also not be forced. It arises, grows, and reveals itself in its own time, when we are ready to understand it. Walking through a forest, watching the sunset, or simply sitting beside a tree creates space for this wisdom to emerge spontaneously. Nature teaches patience and acceptance, revealing that all the answers we seek are already present. The secret lies in learning to listen, to open our senses, and to trust what we feel. The more time we dedicate to this connection, the stronger our intuition becomes, becoming an indispensable part of our daily lives. This return to the natural world also invites us to listen not only to the world around us but to pay attention to what happens within. The body, like nature, carries a deep and authentic wisdom that we often ignore. The body is a constant messenger, carrying within it signs of our inner vision and our deepest truth. Every sensation, every emotion, every intuition felt in the body is a reminder that there is something beyond the rational mind, something that guides and protects us. When we are attentive to our bodies and their responses, we access a type of wisdom that far exceeds what thoughts can offer. There is subtle communication, a dialogue between us and our essence, where the body becomes a compass pointing us towards the path that resonates most with our true nature. Active listening to the body and emotions is an exercise requiring practice and presence. Often, we ignore what our body tries to communicate, either because we're trapped in routine or because we've learned to trust only the mind. But when we pay attention to bodily signals, a sense of comfort or discomfort, sudden tension or expanding lightness, we open a channel for intuition to manifest. It's as if the body is a finely tuned instrument reacting to the world's vibrations, and by interpreting these reactions, we find answers that transcend words. Each emotion we feel is also a message, a reflection of how something or someone affects us on a profound level. Instead of avoiding or suppressing emotions, welcoming and understanding them allows us to unravel hidden layers of our perception. If we feel anguish over a decision, it may be a sign to reassess our chosen path. If peace floods us when we consider another possibility, it may be the body indicating that this direction aligns more closely with who we are. Through active listening, we allow the body to express itself, and in doing so, we create space for inner vision to manifest more clearly. This practice of being in tune with our body makes us more whole and connected, bringing a confidence that needs no explanation, as it emerges from the depths of our essence. Trust and intuition in decision-making are qualities that can transform the way we navigate the world because inner vision and intuition provide answers that transcend logical reasoning. These responses, rather than arising from calculations and deductions, express wisdom revealed from within our consciousness, like a calm voice pointing the best way forward. To choose intuitively often means taking a leap of faith, a choice that demands courage and humility, as there may not always be guarantees that the path will be easy. Yet, intuition always guides us truthfully, aligned with our purpose and the principles that uphold our spiritual integrity. At times, challenges abound and doubts surround us, trying to block intuition's clarity. In these moments, trust becomes an act of faith. We must accept that intuition rarely offers detailed explanations but rather subtle directions. It speaks to the heart, and its voice, though gentle, is firm and knows precisely what is needed for our well-being and fulfillment. By trusting intuition, we remain true to ourselves, as we are following the purest essence of who we are. This fidelity frees us from regrets and doubts, knowing that each step was taken with integrity. On our journey, we see how intuition helps us make decisions aligned with our essence. When we feel that inexplicable sense that something is right or wrong, even if all facts point otherwise, it is intuition whispering the way. Learning to trust this voice requires practice and acceptance. It is necessary to silence the noise of external expectations and the voices that try to impose their visions of how we should live. When we follow what feels true for us, even without apparent logic, we affirm our spiritual freedom. Making decisions intuitively does not mean neglecting the rational mind. It means combining both faculties, intuition and reason, for balanced decisions. The rational mind offers analytical insight, while intuition provides a broader perspective that considers the spiritual context of our choices. By listening to intuition and being willing to trust its guidance, we find it doesn't ignore material reality but aligns with it with a depth that the mind alone cannot achieve. Thus, we follow the direction of our deepest values and become more whole in our actions. Trusting our intuition strengthens our ability to act with confidence. When facing the unknown, it's our intuition that sustains us. It reveals that there is an inner knowledge within us that cannot be measured, and by trusting this wisdom, we walk with lightness, free from the weight of indecision or self-criticism. Walking confidently in this way gives us a sense that we are fulfilling a role in the universe, that we are part of a greater order. Reconnecting with nature to strengthen intuition is a fundamental aspect of developing and nurturing inner vision. Nature is the purest and most direct expression of the universe's forces, reflecting the cycles and rhythms that govern everything around us. When we connect with nature, we are, in truth, tuning into these cycles and patterns, learning from its example of balance, resilience, and adaptability. Being in the presence of trees, rivers, mountains, the wind, and the sky awakens in us a broader awareness, a perception that transcends daily life. Nature teaches us to slow down, to perceive time as an ally, and to respect life's rhythm, which isn't driven by urgency but by patience and balance. The more time we spend in natural environments, the easier it becomes to feel and understand this flow. We learn to listen to silence, observe details, and sense the energies around us. Intuition flourishes in peaceful settings, and nature is the perfect space for this inner peace to grow. Subtle sounds, like rustling leaves or the sound of flowing water, act as a calming music for the spirit, allowing intuition to emerge clearly. When connected to nature, we feel part of something larger, and this sense of belonging strengthens us, reminding us that we're not alone on our journey. Nature welcomes and inspires us to trust our wisdom, showing that every plant, every living being has a specific purpose, and that all is interconnected. To strengthen inner vision, spending time observing nature, absorbing its energy, and letting this connection awaken our sensitivity is essential. With every walk through the woods or every sunset we watch, our intuition becomes more attuned. Each step in nature is an opportunity to tune into the universe's messages, to understand that the answers we seek are often around us, revealed in small things. This contact awakens our intuitive self, reminding us that we are part of this same flow, endowed with the same wisdom present in all life forms. Observing natural cycles, the seasons, sunrise and sunset, the passage of the moon, we begin to understand that our lives also have their cycles and that each one has a purpose. Nature teaches us that there is a time to bloom and a time to retreat, a time to expand and a time to look inward. By accepting these cycles in our own lives, we develop a deeper intuition about when to act and when to wait, when to move forward and when to rest. We recognize that life has a rhythm and that this rhythm is sacred. Spending reflective moments in nature is like opening a portal to inner truth. We set aside the world's worries and distractions, allowing nature's silence to awaken true listening within us. In this state of connection, we feel intuition as a stronger and more present guide, a voice gently whispering the next step on our journey. It's a return to the essential, a reminder that intuition is natural, just as everything that makes up our being and the world around us is natural. Active listening to the body and emotions is one of the most powerful practices for connecting with inner vision and our deepest truth. The body is not merely a physical vehicle. It's a precise compass that, in its silent wisdom, reflects the messages of our intuition. Emotions, in turn, are messengers bringing to the surface often hidden internal aspects that deserve our attention and understanding. When we listen to our bodies and welcome our emotions, we open the way for inner vision to guide us clearly. Sometimes we feel tightness in our chest, tension in our shoulders, or heaviness in our stomach. These are signals the body uses to communicate with us, expressing concerns or discomforts that may not be so obvious to the conscious mind. These signals are valuable indicators that, when understood, can alert us to something that needs resolution, a situation out of harmony with our purpose, or a decision requiring more attention. By listening to these signals closely, we find answers that the rational mind alone could never reach. Similarly, our emotions carry immense wisdom. Each emotion is like a coded message waiting to be deciphered. Joy, for example, indicates that we are in alignment with what brings us peace and satisfaction. Sadness may show that something precious to us is being neglected or that we're resisting something that needs to be released. Anger, when listened to and understood, can reveal where we need to set boundaries to protect our energy and integrity. And fear often provides an opportunity to examine what truly troubles us, helping us find the strength to face the unknown. Listening to the body and emotions is an invitation to presence. Rather than repressing feelings or ignoring physical signals, we allow them to express themselves fully. We become attentive observers, witnesses of what happens within. This process of active listening connects us to a deeper wisdom, helping us perceive the nuances of our being and the messages that, in silence, our body and emotions attempt to convey. Setting aside moments for introspection and active listening to the body is essential for developing inner vision. In moments of choice or challenge, it's crucial to pause for a moment and ask, how does my body respond to this decision? What does my heart feel when I think about this choice? What sensations arise? These intuitive responses manifest through bodily and emotional reactions, providing guidance beyond logic and reason. Practicing active listening is a daily exercise. We can start by dedicating a few minutes to observe our thoughts and sensations throughout the day. Before making a decision, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow the body to tell you what it feels. By welcoming these messages, we develop a more authentic and profound connection with our essence. We feel intuition as a gentle whisper, an inner certainty, and we learn to trust it more each day. When we treat the body and emotions as allies, we allow them to reveal what often lies hidden beneath the surface. This active listening guides us to a state of inner peace, as, by trusting the wisdom of our bodies, we become less dependent on external validation and more connected to our own truth. Since ancient times, dreams have been seen as portals to deep wisdom, sources of symbolic messages that go beyond rational understanding. They connect us to what's hidden, to what the conscious mind cannot yet perceive, revealing aspects of our journey and internal elements calling for attention. As we develop our inner vision, we learn to value dreams as a powerful tool for self-knowledge and spiritual guidance. Each dream is a reflection of our innermost self, a mirror of our psyche showing us symbolically what we need to observe, transform, or understand. By opening ourselves to dream interpretation, we recognize that dreams are, in essence, coded messages requiring sensitive and patient reading. Keeping a dream journal can be immensely helpful on this journey of self-discovery. When we record dreams, even if they seem disjointed or cryptic, we create a space for our unconscious to express itself more clearly over time. Revisiting these records allows us to identify patterns, recurring symbols, and themes that reflect the cycles of transformation we are experiencing. By observing our dreams with reverence and attention, they begin to entrust us with deeper secrets and guidance. Dreams reveal a unique language, a form of communication that speaks through images and metaphors. A dream involving water, for example, may show us deep emotions, revealing the state of our inner world. Dreaming of paths or crossroads may reflect dilemmas or choices we face in waking life. And often, dreaming of specific figures, such as spiritual guides or wise beings, provides insights into who we are and the internal resources available on our journey. When we treat our dreams as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, we understand that they are not merely illusions or random products of the mind. They represent expanded vision, access to deeper layers of our existence. By recognizing that dreams are revelations of ancient wisdom, we connect with a part of ourselves holding answers the conscious mind cannot reach. Over time, we develop an intimacy with this dream language, learning to trust the intuitions and insights that emerge during sleep. The dream interpretation process requires practice and openness. It's not about seeking immediate answers or absolute meanings. Instead, it's a patient exploration, a surrender to mystery. We let each symbol resonate within us, each image reveal its meaning in due time. This dream listening, this dive into symbolism, brings us closer to our essence and to what truly matters on our journey. Thus, each dream becomes an opportunity to strengthen inner vision, guiding us wisely and profoundly toward our purpose. Welcoming dreams as part of our spiritual practice creates space for inner vision to flourish. We see how each nightly revelation brings a new layer of understanding, like a compass pointing in directions we may never have considered. This trust in what dreams reveal expands our sensitivity, allowing us to connect more deeply with our own being and the infinite wisdom dwelling within us. Reading the energy in relationships and perceiving the intentions of those around us is an essential gift for those developing inner vision. Human interaction is a constant exchange of energies, and each relationship carries a unique vibration, a specific feeling that, if we are sufficiently sensitive and attentive, can reveal much about the intentions and alignment of the people in our lives. This perception is a gift, but also a responsibility, as it requires careful, constant attention to our own energy and the boundaries we set with others. Learning to read the energy in an interaction goes beyond what is spoken. Often, what manifests in tone, gaze, gestures, and body language reveals more than words could express. This energetic reading helps us recognize which relationships nurture and strengthen our spirit and which might drain or challenge our inner peace. When we're in tune with our intuition, we notice these nuances and can clearly discern the impact of each interaction. There are times when, even without a word being said, we feel that someone's energy is misaligned or that their intentions are not entirely genuine. This feeling, this intuition, is not a condemnation or judgment. It is a tool that protects us, allowing us to act more consciously and authentically in our relationships. Not everything spoken carries truth, and sensing the energy behind words helps us avoid misunderstandings and cultivate relationships that resonate with our essence. Reading the energy of relationships takes practice and, above all, courage to listen to and trust our own perceptions. This skill, though invisible to the eye, is like a compass guiding us toward what is sincere and steering us away from what might bring disharmony. The more we cultivate our inner vision, the more we refine this ability to sense and discern the energetic truth in every interaction. This gives us the strength to choose to be close to those who uplift us and to step away with compassion and respect from those who may not be aligned with our journey. As we learn to sense the true intention behind each relationship, we also become more honest with ourselves. We understand that to cultivate clear inner vision, it's essential to maintain integrity, respecting our time, space, and energy. By reading the energy of those we connect with, we develop a deeper balance in our relationships and an inner peace that only truth can provide. In this way, we move toward a life of interactions that reflect the authenticity and harmony we seek on our path. Cultivating daily rituals to strengthen inner vision is a commitment that not only connects us with our essence but also prepares us to hear the voice of intuition clearly. These rituals, even if simple, establish a continuous practice of connection with our inner self and the energies around us, helping to intensify and sustain the development of spiritual vision. Daily meditation, for example, is a powerful way to calm the mind and create a sacred space within ourselves. In meditation, we access deeper layers of our being, where intuition has more room to emerge, far from noise and everyday worries. Even if it's just a few minutes each day, this practice supports and strengthens the intuitive channel, helping us see the universe's messages with more clarity and interpret them with greater wisdom. Visualizations are also a transformative tool for inner vision. By visualizing moments of peace, success, or gratitude, we're not only manifesting these feelings in the present but also aligning our energy with our goals and deepest purpose. Visualization is, in fact, a form of communication with our higher self, bringing forth answers and directions in a nearly imperceptible yet extremely powerful way. A daily sacred ritual might also include the use of symbols or objects that connect us with the divine. Lighting a candle, using crystals, or even a simple prayer are ways of affirming our intention to live aligned with our truth and purpose. These small acts of devotion help us solidify our commitment to inner vision and keep our spiritual journey alive and vibrant. Each ritual is a reminder that we are in constant contact with something greater than ourselves, and by dedicating daily time to honor this connection, we open ourselves to the wisdom and guidance that only intuition can offer. These rituals become sacred moments in which inner vision is nurtured, renewed, and strengthened, enabling us to face life's complexities with clarity and confidence that transcend logical understanding. Daily rituals don't need to be elaborate. Simplicity and intention are more than enough to create a space of deep connection. Each ritual is, in truth, a form of self-love, a way to cultivate inner peace and affirm our commitment to our spiritual journey. By making these practices a non-negotiable part of our routine, we strengthen not only our inner vision but also our ability to live a life that resonates with our truth and authenticity. Signs from the universe are always present, although they often go unnoticed. However, as we cultivate our inner vision, our ability to pick up on these signs intensifies, and what once seemed like coincidence begins to reveal itself as a directed message, a reminder, an answer to something we've been questioning internally. These signs can come in many forms, like unexpected words, repeating numbers, synchronicities, or even the presence of certain animals, natural elements, or symbols that somehow make us feel seen and connected. To notice these signs, we need to develop an attitude of attentiveness and openness. Often, our lives unfold at such a fast pace that we overlook details, focusing only on major events and ignoring the subtle. But the universe is subtle, and its communication isn't grand or loud. It is calm, discreet, and manifests in the small things that frequently elude us. This is why inner vision requires practice. It trains us to look beyond the obvious, to find meaning where others might only see chance. An important practice is to reflect on events that seem special or striking coincidences. Asking ourselves, what is this trying to tell me? Or how does this relate to what I'm currently experiencing or questioning? Puts us in a state of readiness to recognize the messages the universe sends us. As we notice and reflect on these signs, we begin to understand that they are not separate from us. Rather, they are deeply connected to our intentions, silent prayers, and innermost emotions. The signs respond to our inner state, to what we genuinely desire or need. It's as if we are constantly communicating with the universe, and it, in turn, responds on the same frequency. When we are in tune with our inner vision, this communication intensifies, making us more capable of understanding what each sign means and how it may influence our path. By understanding this, we stop seeking answers outside ourselves and instead turn inward, for it's through this internal clarity that we interpret the external. By opening our heart and mind to perceive these signs, we enter a state of trust and surrender, where it's no longer necessary to control or seek answers anxiously. Instead, we begin to see the world as a place where everything cooperates for our growth, where each small message brings a nudge, a direction, a silent comfort. When we develop this perception and refine our ability to see signs, we start to experience an internal alignment that leads us to a state of peace and balance. This balance comes from the trust that we are in the right place at the right time, and that we are guided by something greater than ourselves. The true purpose of inner vision is to lead us to this harmony, not only to solve problems or answer questions but to bring a sense of wholeness, that we are in deep alignment with our essence and purpose. The peace that comes from inner vision is a peace that goes beyond rational understanding. It does not depend on external circumstances, guarantees, or certainties, but on a serenity that arises from alignment with our path. This peace is one of the greatest rewards of inner work, and often, it feels as though we are living in two worlds: the visible world, where things happen on the surface, and the invisible world, where spiritual forces silently work in our favor. This duality does not create conflict but instead blends into an understanding that both worlds are connected and that we can live a life that honors this connection. Along this journey, doubts and questions will naturally arise. It's part of growth. But when we are anchored in our inner vision, these doubts do not shake us. They simply encourage us to deepen our practice and seek more answers in silence. Inner vision is, therefore, a gift that guides us, a valuable resource that keeps us aligned with purpose and helps us navigate life with greater confidence and clarity. It strengthens us and teaches us to seek balance and peace as a permanent state, not something that comes and goes but a constant in our lives. This process of self-knowledge, spiritual development, and alignment with inner vision is ultimately a continuous journey. It's not a destination to be reached but a path to be walked, where each step reveals a little more of our truth and brings us closer to who we really are. Inner vision is an invitation to live consciously, where every choice, every step, and every moment becomes an opportunity to express our essence and purpose. As we cultivate this ability, we realize that life, with its complexities and beauties, is our true field of learning. Everything we experience, every person we meet, and every situation we face becomes a reflection of what is happening within us, bringing valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. When we see the world as a mirror of our inner journey, it becomes clear that inner vision is not about acquiring definitive answers but about living in harmony with a purpose that transcends the individual and the immediate. It is the acceptance that we are on a path of constant evolution, of discovering deeper layers of our essence. This strengthens us because it reminds us that inner vision leads us beyond challenges and connects us to a state of balance and peace. When we remain open to learning, our inner vision grows and deepens. It becomes a compass that silently guides our path and reminds us of who we really are. It reminds us that we are here to fulfill a unique purpose, and that every step, every decision, and every moment is part of a sacred journey. The more we trust in this vision, the more aligned we become with our mission and the stronger our connection with the divine. This journey of developing inner vision doesn't require perfection, but rather dedication, patience, and the humility to embrace the process with all its complexities and wonders. The true peace it provides is the result of surrendering, of being open to living authentically and fully. For those who feel called to embark on this journey, remember that every practice, every reflection, and every moment of silence contributes to your awakening. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experience with our community. Let's strengthen this spiritual connection together and discover the transformative power of inner vision.